All right, for this course, we will be covering how to determine elevation on a military map. Okay, so first things first is, obviously maps are flat, and when you're actually walking around there on terrain, you will actually be going up and down elevation. Now, this is critical because you would like to know and have some idea exactly how high up you need to walk or how far low you need to walk down. Okay, and then also based on the contour lines, which I'll get into in here in just a minute, is how steep of an elevation increase or decrease that it will actually be. Okay, so kind of progressing on. So as you can kind of see here, this is the image is kind of showing you exactly how it goes about turning actual elevation into flat on a map. So you can see now, based off this is our hill that was covered during our terrain features, okay? And these lines are our contour lines, okay? And they represent gain or decreases in elevation. So you can see it starts off with 100 here, followed by 120, 140, and then ultimately 160. Okay. And we get that information on how far each of these contour lines are from the marginal information. So if you need to go back and look at the video on marginal information, please do so that way you can actually understand what the contour intervals are and where to actually find it. Okay. So kind of moving on. So you'll see here, all right, on your military maps, every so often it will have a solid black line, or, in case actual military map, it'll be a brown or red brown line, okay, with a number attached to it. And that is letting you know just kind of an overall baseline of where that elevation is kind of at this point. All right. So you see 200 down here in the bottom corner, and then you see 300 up here. So how we get that would be 200 is here, followed by 220, 240, 260, 280, then ultimately 300. Okay. And then that is how it actually is, is done. Okay. So now this is just showing you exactly what we covered over. So the elevation difference from where, say, point A currently is at 260 is roughly 20 meters of elevation increase to where point B is. All right, moving on. All right, so now let's talk about supplementary contours. All right, so supplementary contours may not always be actually shown as an actual line on the map. All right, so you will have to kind of use your judgment when actually scoping it on out. Okay, so you can see here we have our 300. Okay, and we'll start off with the hilltop, and it's not just the hill itself, but the hilltop, which is this red dot. So right here we have our 300. Then the next line up here would be 320, 340. This entire line is 360. Okay. And then we get to 370 by where the actual dot is. So in this case, because what it's saying right here is supplementary contours is 10 meters, again, found in the marginal information of your map, that is how we get 370. All right. So now let's look at the depression in the bottom right hand corner. So again, here is 300. Then it will be 280, 260. This entire one is 240. And because it's now in the center of it, this depression, that's how we get to 230. Okay. So finding elevation and calculating it is pretty simple, but it will go a very long way. Now, also keep in mind with our contour lines, all right? The closer they are together means the more significant increase or decrease in that elevation. So if you have already viewed the terrain features video, you'll know when we're talking about, say, cliffs, all of these contour lines will be almost right on top of each other, showing you a dramatic decrease in elevation. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to your instructors and they can provide you further guidance.